Hello everybody, welcome back to Financial Trading Basics. As you can see, we are back on the markets. So today I closed out my American Eagle position. I want to talk you a little bit through what I did. So obviously if you've seen my previous videos on this trade, you know where we're at so far. I've been holding short. So I wanted to talk you through my ad. So today is Monday, October 6th at 4:08. The market is closed, as you can see. Remember, we tried to initially short it after the Sydney Sweeney appreciation up into here. We got stopped out minus $300. We re-entered over here, trying to play this fade of the advertising announcement. We started to come into profit here, a little bit of consolidation. Another good leg down here on this day. And then last week we consolidated once again. And so this is what people call, I think they call it a morning star. That might be if it's on an appreciation. But basically, it's a technical indicator people will use that, right? We have this appreciation. Now we're under the adaptive moving average or whatever moving average you're using. And we have this morning star where it goes up and it goes down and it closes right where it opens. So typically that indicates a move is going to come. So that happened 2 days ago. I think that was Thursday, October 2nd. And then Friday was this candle right here. And if we can get to intraday, we can see another morning star happened right here. And so here I added just 50 shares, nothing serious. Because I missed my initial ad, which I wanted around the 19 to 20 range. And so I did not want to pull my cost average below $19 a share. So I had 350 shares short. We rode that all the way down from here on our daily. We rode that from 19 to 30, I think. But right around the low 19s, right around here, 1930, I closed. I didn't even catch the whole move today. I closed in sections. Typically, when like I said, I add or I begin my position with small amounts, and you can do so meaningfully now with no commission entry. So you can add really, really small, where before it didn't make sense to. Like if you watch some of my earlier videos in this series from 6-7 years ago, there was $10 to execute one leg of a trade, and now it's commission free. So that does a big thing, especially if you're looking at profits between $50 and $500. I mean, it's a substantial consideration. But point being is we don't have that anymore. I typically close the position in one go. But remember, it always makes sense to buy something you think it's going to go up. It always makes some sense to sell something if you think it's going to go down. And then you're just calibrating your risk reward. And so today, again, we had that morning star candle on Friday, or on Thursday of the daily candle. Then intraday we had it, so I added that 50 shares. Again, didn't want to add big anything with a naked short. I'm not looking to add big unless I have a much bigger account behind it. And so we came down immediately, depreciate that $1 off the rip, and so I closed right into here, right in through here, and so. Overall, again, I made $3 a share, so looking right around probably 20% of the principal. But again, going from 20, our play from 20 to 14, which you could very well trade back into these lower 10s, but we're getting kind of into the holiday season. I don't know how that will affect it, but my point being is my analysis for American Eagle right now is, like I said, I closed in the low 16s. It closed at 1576. I expect there will be either some appreciation tomorrow or at least some consolidation, but it would not surprise me in any way if this continued all the way down to certainly to the 14 now that, again, it's closed. It's consolidated and closed lower than that initial appreciation. And so the profit region, again, it's showing, if we go over here to our Analyze tab or our Monitor tab, it is showing that I made total on the year, I'm up American Eagle $846, and that's including the minus 300 from the first entry. So overall on this entry, and like I do all of my accounting on the realization, as you should. So this one I realized about $1,150 overall. I traded this trade pretty well. But I certainly could see some more depreciation. I could see some consolidation, then depreciation at the end of the week. But again, from where the stock is at currently, I would be looking like if I never closed and I got the ad that I wanted to, going from that 300 shares to about 1,000, I would have certainly closed some into this leg here that I did today, and then certainly by this 13, 14 if it trades down that low. So we were into my profit range. Certainly could have let it ride a little longer, but $1,500 win on an initial $50 risk is pretty good. And overall, making 17-ish to 20%. I could look up the exact thing, but 17 to 20% over a month is pretty good with very minimal risk and not much volatility. Whereas then you can trade any of these other volatile ones, which I can and do. Hopefully get some good, again, trades to document for you. But I've just been doing small things, getting crapped out, trying to catch a falling knife on Micron or Nvidia or one of these big tech ones that are just going really big. But overall in the market, like I said, I'm looking for things to add long. Certainly not at these levels. Does that mean that the market's going to go down? No. Doesn't mean it's going to go up? No. It's just I have a good amount of cash on the side. I don't really have any goals that I'm trying to accomplish. And so I'm just looking for good trades like I've said before. But this American Eagle was a good one. If you're still holding it, obviously no one's following it that close, at least not publicly. But I could certainly see this depreciate again. It's trading so weak against such a strong market. But then again, do I think the S&P is that correlated to a given stock? No. So that's what I have for today on the closing of the American Eagle trade. Again, we realized about $3 per share, about 20% overall of our principal. So a very good trade, executed well. It certainly could depreciate more. I'll keep my eye on it if there's another time, but I'll just re-short it. Because if it appreciates tomorrow and consolidates, but it doesn't really jump back, I might enter, might not, or I just might, again, go to these big, more volatile names and just wait for something more definitive to progress. But that's what I have for American Eagle. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.